Good evening and welcome to the very last pack of the very last cigar, I beg your pardon, of pack number 9. And you know what? This is one of Damo's absolute favorite cigars. It's his favorite brand, Perdomo cigars. We bang on about that all the time. No doubt he's going to be wearing all the merch that Nick Perdomo pays him a fortune to wear on every episode. Some sort of a sponsorship deal that I got cut out of for some reason. But you know what? I'm not a completely heartless bastard. And I thought in honor firstly, in honor of Damo and the incredible work that he's done for 9 packs now, curating the Cigar Professor, and in honor of the fact that this has got to be one of his absolute all-time favorite cigars, I would join the Trilby Elite just for one day and join him in this very, very stylish little statement piece that I've got sitting on my head here. So let me know if it works for me. I don't think I'm a hat guy. I don't think it really works for the shape of my face. But then again, maybe that's just the shape of my face's fault. Maybe it's not the hat's fault. Who knows? I'm sure Omar's going to have an opinion on that, no doubt. Well, today we have an absolutely outstanding cigar in the form of the Perdomo ESV. No, Chloe, out you go. I'm being joined by my 2-year-old daughter. Out you go. In the form of the Perdomo ESV, the Estate Vintage Selection in the Prestigio. And this is, of course, the Connecticut. Now, it's a cigar that we're familiar with. We've had a few other vitolas a few times over the journey, but it's a cigar well worth revisiting. Actually, no, I'm going to correct myself. I think we've only had this once before in the ESV. We've had the non-ESV. We've had the 10th anniversary and the 20th anniversary in a few different vitolas. But this one, I think we've only had once before. And what a beautiful, beautiful stick that is. Well, without further ado, let us get the man himself on. Damo, how do you feel about my little tribute to you?
Loving it. I'm loving it. Look, I think what you need to do is just lift it up a little bit higher and then just get it a little slight slant forward and to one side. That's better. Yes. Oh, wow.
Jaunt.
That
needs
is
a bit of
You've
jaunt.
got the look. You've got the look.
All right. Well, hang on. Oh, no, I've ruined it now. There we go.
That's it.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, look,
I'll have that little bit of a 1920s gangsters feel to it, you know?
Yeah. Look, I see. What I can't do is do the whole sort of the hay hat thing that you're doing, where it's sort of all the way back here. I just think that's it's a terrible look, and it looks like I'm a farmer and I should have a piece of hay between my teeth. I was in the army. They taught me to wear my hat with a brim that was flat and straight. I'll try and do the jaunty angle thing just for you, but I'm going to keep it nice and low. Daniel, I don't know what you're talking about. What's so empty about my shed? I don't.
You're sleeping in the garage now, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I don't see anything unusual about that. What do we got here, Stuart? This thing smells awesome. Sweet, dry draw before it's lit. Yeah, this is an incredible cigar. We're going to have a good night tonight. Tim Molesworth says it's the English Standard version. Yep, that's true. It's the ESV as opposed to the KJV. And Stuart Worth reckons it's an Inspector Gadget. Look, well, without further ado, I've delayed it for as long as I can, but I feel, well, why am I delaying it? Well, it's inevitable. I have to let him on, but I know he's going to have something to say about the hat and the face, and I just don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fine. Omar, how are you?
Hey.
Great to see you as always, mate. It's always a pleasure. I look forward to bringing you onto the show every week.
I could tell with this hat. Why did you bother? Why the fuck did you bother?
Look, I feel honored. I've got one person having a beard like me and another person having a hat like me. I just feel totally flattered tonight.
Hey,
we all just,
that like
we
you part
you.
is it's I don't know about that like you part. It's your birthday today, mate. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday indeed, Damo. I wasn't going to bring it up.
It's also Daniel's birthday as well today, so happy birthday to Daniel.
Happy birthday to Daniel.
That's right, Daniel Moore. Happy birthday, mate. Having a brew coffee along with the cigar tonight. Now, Omar, I don't really want to ask Damo to tell us about this cigar because we're going to get some long-winded story about what went down in Nick's private office one day in the 1990s or some crap like that. So what do you think of this cigar, Omar? Let's just not let Damo get a word in edgewise.
Right. I like to keep it real with the cigars. Not obviously we're not experts. We just love cigars. I think Perdomo it's a small niche sort of operation. It's not a huge operation.
Sure.
I would say that Perdomo cigars are meticulously made.
Mm.
It's hard to go fault them. It's not easy to fault them. I can't
Yeah.
fault them. Construction to quality to everything that goes in that is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But I would say this: I have had hundreds of Perdomo cigars, more than the fanboy has.
Ooh.
I would say he just mastered the art of Connecticut's.
Yeah.
And yes, ESV is his jewel in the crown and the crown in the jewel and whatever you want to call that. But he has mastered the Connecticut's.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really, really looking forward to this stick in particular because this vitola, it's top. That's the best Nick Perdomo can offer you.
Mm.
And I think I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. Look, you make a great point. I'm not necessarily falling all over myself to get a Perdomo Sun-Grown or a Perdomo Maduro. They are good cigars. I'm not throwing shade at them. But the minute it's a Perdomo Connecticut, now you've got my attention because they are just a cut above.
Yes.
Damo, you look like you want to say something. Can you just keep it to like less than a half an hour of diatribe?
Sure. I'm just going to say, do a cold draw, have a taste of the cigar. It's got a beautiful spiciness to it.
Now, I didn't have to cut off. I didn't cut off very much, and I'm just getting this magnificent, easy draw. Yeah, you've cut off even less. Yep.
Yeah, so my draw is... Look, I thought I'd do it like this, and then if it gums up a bit, I can then give it another cut later down.
Oh, look, the cap's quite deep. I've got room to cut it again as well.
Boys, I'm getting more of a tangy spice to on the cold draw.
Some beautiful barnyard on the
isn't there? Yeah,
on the foot.
Just a really nice sort of funk.
Yeah.
Now, once again, for reasons unknown, the comments didn't drop in for ages. They've all just dropped in. No hat, Omar. Fail. Yeah. Damo is Omar and Topher's love child. Well, I guess tonight it's a bit hard to argue with that. He's got a smaller beard and a smaller hat.
You worked it out, Tim.
Udo says, "Happy birthday, guys."
Thank you.
Just beautiful on the cold draw, says Daniel. You're absolutely right, mate. Tim says, "Don't forget to say happy birthday to Daniel, or he might have a sook." And Daniel makes the point that you're a bit late, mate. They covered that already. No hat, no play. Yeah, look, I'm getting ready to ban Omar any second now. And whoever that is, I'm sorry that your name and your photo haven't come through. Can you just go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and then you can just go through. You just give it permission to be able to see your Facebook profile, and then you'll come up with a face and a name instead of coming up like that. Long time no see, boys. Happy birthday, Damo, from our mystery user. Tim's throwing shade already. It's going to be a good night.
Ooh, that's complex. That is really complex. I've got black pepper. I got a tang in there that I can't quite identify. There's some toasty, almost bready, but more sort of on the toasty notes there as well.
I did not deliberately do that. That was the lighter.
I think there's almost, just smelling the head of the cigar, there's almost a bit of a caramel, sort of like a burnt caramel note as well.
Oh, nice. It's Alison and Leon. We haven't seen you guys in ages. Welcome back. Sorry that for whatever reason it's not recognizing you.
Hey, Ali and Leon.
Man, blast from the past. I used to hang so much crap on Leon. It was great. Hey, there
Stuart,
we go.
I reckon the vanilla, if you actually, once we've lit up now, if you smell the side of the cigar, there's definitely vanilla coming off the side. But if you smell the head of the cigar, it's more of a caramel, burnt caramel note.
Wow. Yeah, see, this is the thing. It's this wonderful combination of incredible lightness and complexity at the same time. And that's just, it's not something that many cigar blenders can do. The mild cigars are often bland and a bit flat. And you've got to get to your Maduros to really get your interesting flavors. But somehow this combination of complexity and lightness in the same cigar, it's just, no one else can do this.
And it is the top 5% of their crop.
Mm.
So.
And it shows.
And from one farm as well.
Yeah.
So it's just the top 5% from the one farm.
Single origin. Yes. Yes, Leon. I miss you. Ooh.
It's got that burnt caramel. It's very earthy. It's got earthy tones to it. It reminds me of more like molasses. It's like a deeper notes of molasses, which I really enjoy. It's one of my favorite notes in a cigar. It's got more depth than caramel. Caramel is just like this sharp sweetness, but it's more earthy sweetness. Absolutely.
That's why I was saying the burnt caramel.
Yeah, yeah.
Toasted almond, light mixed spice, toasted sweet bread like hot cross bun, and I'd say more of a white pepper. That's Daniel's assessment. For those that don't know,
that white pepper. I think there's a white pepper note in there. There's no doubt about that.
Tim has had to lower himself. He doesn't have a Cigar Professor cigar handy. I'm having a Tycoon French mini cigar. Enjoyable enough, but doesn't hit the mark of having a real cigar. No, I don't imagine it would. Leon says, last time I was on, Omar didn't have a beard. Has it been that long? Yes, Leon, it's been so long that Omar hit puberty.
Although it doesn't took me that long. What Topher can do is lifetime. I can do it in 2 days to put things in perspective. Shit. Topher,
yes, I was talking to Omar's missus, and she said he was very fast as well.
Yeah. And still fast and still going.
I'm getting hot cross buns. New last name. Right. I see. So congratulations in order. Is that why you've been absent for so long? You've been off honeymooning and having too much fun to come to drop by.
Well, I was very, very fortunate to be at Ali and Leon's wedding. And I delighted the bridal party with taking up some of my precious stash of Perdomo firecrackers. And quite a few of us sat around at the wedding breakfast enjoying a firecracker.
Well, that is a surefire way to make yourself a welcome guest. That is no doubt. Alison says yes and pregnant. So double congratulations, Alison and Leon. I guess you played your part too. Stuart says successful honeymoon.
Shotgun wedding, more like it.
When
rumors are flying already.
You know, when Damo started off with saying I was very fortunate, and I'm like under the table of Nick Perdomo, but then sort of it changed. I thought that was about to come out. I was very fortunate to be with And then there's a wedding coming. Like, damn, you could be honest, you could be just freaking honest for a change.
Omar,
tell us the story.
Omar's just envious because he thinks that there's a lot of free cigars involved.
There is a lot of free cigar, but it's not smoky. It's amazing. I was about to make the same point, Damo, that Omar really is coming across as jealous here. He's
Absolutely.
He thinks he's teasing you, but he's actually just mocking himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a good one. But nonetheless, there's a T-shirt, there's a hoodie, there's everything involved. There's life on the line for Uncle Perdomo.
Oh yeah, I got you guys hats.
It's true. Yeah, I never wear hats except as a tribute to you.
Oh, yeah. Next time I'll get you hoodies or shirts or something.
Ooh.
Leon,
he says, "Yep, tied the knot. I'm doomed. Tonight I'm smoking some of Damo's wedding fantastic gift, the Nub Nuance Triple Roast. Damo knows I've been chasing them forever, mate. Enjoy that. And so you've got the coffee infused into the cigar, whereas Daniel is actually drinking coffee and smoking this cigar at the same time. I don't know how Daniel does it. It's probably just an entire lifetime of like hard drugs and stuff. But if I drank a coffee now, I would not sleep for a very long time.
Look, I'm not the biggest fan of decaf, but that is the one thing I can say for decaf. When you're craving a coffee and you're like yourself or myself, where we can't have a coffee this time of night because it would just keep us up until the sun comes back up again.
Yeah,
a decaf does sometimes scratch that itch.
So there's a part of the sentence missing. It's like what he's trying to say is when you just had a sex change and you still want to have a coffee.
See, there's that jealousy again.
Yeah,
I know.
Just had a sex change. Want to have a coffee.
Oozing out.
The man feels so threatened by me. Cannot have coffee at night.
Yeah. You were you checking these out? Were you? Is that what that was about? You were just you were having a look.
Yeah, as I was trying.
Ooh. Yes, indeed. You want to right after the show? I'm going to bed. Sorry, Damo.
Oh, I was just saying it's just got a noticeably bit sweeter for me now.
Okay.
It's got quite a quick burn on me. I'm probably going too fast.
Yeah, use an error.
It's not error. It's smoking cigar.
No, it's not error. It's just he can't help himself. I knew that tea had caffeine. I'd be surprised if it had more caffeine than coffee, but it has caffeine. Black tea has caffeine. Congratulations on your new
typical cup of tea is around about 20, I think it's about 23 to 28 milligrams of caffeine in a cup. A cup of coffee is typically around about, depending on where you get it and what kind it is, typically somewhere between 120 to 150 milligrams of caffeine in a cup. So typically you've got to drink 4 to 5 cups of tea to equate to one coffee.
No, I have strong tea, but I also have strong coffee. So,
Yeah.
And it's usually decaf.
Sorry to burst that bubble on you, Daniel.
It's a lot of
bubbles. And if anyone would know, it would be the coffee professor.
Yeah.
That being said, I got given some years ago, a friend of mine who's also into coffee. I got given some. Everyone knows that Arabica is the best coffee and Robusto is the second-rate coffee. And this guy, I was visiting a coffee roaster. He said, "Try this coffee," and I tried it. I'm like, "Wow, what's this? It doesn't taste like anything I've tasted before." And he goes, "Oh, how would you rate it?" And gave it, equivalent scoring at the time. And he goes, "That's 100% Robusta." And I'm like, "No way." And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, showed me the Hessian bag that it came out of that I roasted it. And I'm like, "No way." And he actually gave me some. I totally forgot that Robusto has 2.5 times the amount of caffeine than Arabica. So he gave me this little bag and I brought it home and I rang up this friend of mine and said, "You've got to come over and try this coffee." So we poured espresso shot, and it's like, wow, that is so good. You want another one? Yeah, I want another one. So we go second one each. And he's like, oh, that's so good. I could almost go a third. I was like, really? Yeah, all right, let's do a third. Did a third one, and then we were just buzzing. We were bouncing off the walls, and we're like, we've only had three coffees. Like, what's going on here? And then I realized, oh crap, that's the equivalent of 7.5 espressos.
So you know that scene out of Wolf of Wall Street where they take the ludes and they don't kick in because they were too old?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just keep taking more, and then they all just kicked in at the one time. Yeah, that's what that sounds like to me.
That's right.
There's almost like a fairy floss sweetness coming through on mine at the moment. Or maybe more icing sugar sweetness. That molasses note and that caramel note has become very light and sweet, not that deep earthy sweetness for me.
Yeah, it's interesting. Haven't quite resonated with the molasses at any point so far. The caramel, yeah, I can get that, and I could get even like a heavy caramel, although it is lightning. It's never been as thick or as syrupy as a molasses for me. I'm enjoying the amount of smoke production, and it's just a lovely aroma that just lingers in the air. Still very, very light, very, very sweet. A little bit of spice in there.
Roger that, Topher. I know where you're coming from. I would say that after the light up, the depth has notched down a little bit.
Sure.
The depth has sort of come down a little bit. It has beautiful spice. It has sweet mixed spice sort of nuance. And I think, I don't know if I call it burnt caramel, but it reminds me more of a deeper, thicker version of maple to me.
Yeah,
that's how I'm
yeah.
My interpretation is that. But it's absolutely beautiful because from a thickness point, it went a bit lighter.
Yeah.
Which I'm really enjoying, by the way.
This is one of the nicest things Tim has ever said about me. Topher isn't as stupid as he looks. No, Topher, that is not a compliment. You look extraordinarily stupid. But still, I'm not actually as stupid. So I'm going to take that.
I will take an offense because I am so proud and delighted to call you a mate, and I met you as cigar professor or before when we had cigars. I wouldn't call you stupid ever. Nah, it's not me. I think you have a lot to offer.
I have to be nice. I have to be nice to Tim. He's about to help me move house, so I have to let it slide.
I love Tim. I think Tim seems to have a very good energy, but I think Topher is not stupid. I think Topher is more of a dumb ass type of character, like cooked but dumber cooked / I don't think you're stupid.
I really appreciate that you've been right through the entire spectrum of stupidity, dumbness, disability, and what that gives you is the ability to really identify with a high level of nuance exactly where other people are at, because it doesn't matter where they're at. You've gone even further, so you're one of the few people in the world that can really actually put a name to this sort of thing. You're one of the only people qualified, really.
I think it just articulated or fine-tuned what Tim had said. I think Tim is a cool guy, but I think it makes you look worse with the hat. You look more sort of dumber.
Of course I do. This is just an homage to Damo. There's a reason I don't wear it normally. But I think Stuart's got a point here. I think this is very, very well put. A lot of thought has gone into this. And I think he makes a great point.
Okay.
Tim, if you have to explain your joke, it wasn't funny. Just saying.
Yeah, that's definitely not funny. But I had definitely a bone to pick with Topher. I don't know where Topher is, and Damo. I haven't seen Damo in a while. Motherfuckers, I blew 3.5 rings, and no motherfucker said anything. Hey, listen,
It's because I don't hang out on those sorts of websites on the internet, mate.
Hey, don't you fucking laugh. Don't you fucking laugh. Don't you fucking laugh at your You fucking missed my rings? Fuck you, bitches. Fuck you, bitches. Missing my rings? Fuck that shit.
Well, you just need to find a friend like Nick. He never misses Damo's rings.
Topher, you fucks.
And now we know why he's never coming on this show.
Shit.
I think Daniel's offering to do your ring in drag or something. I'm not quite sure what the context of this is.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of a sourness that's crept in, but it's not an unpleasant sourness. It's almost like solo lemon squash sort of flavor. That sort of lemony, sour, sweet tang.
Ooh.
Tell you what, it doesn't get much more beautiful than that, does it? Like, that is just perfect construction, and may I say, exceptional smoking technique.
You had to try. Topher.
Just had to get that in there.
Hey, Topher, jokes fucking aside, there's something going on with you for the past 2 weeks. Your fucking humor is that. Before, for fucking 3 years, you tried and nothing come through. And we were like, this is what the fuck this guy wants. Like, don't be funny. You can't be funny. You like, but dude, it's kind of like you give me glimpses. There's a hope. There's a fucking hope at the end of the tunnel. There's fucking hope.
Damo, you know how there are some people whose opinion on certain subjects you really care about because they actually know that subject and they know what they're talking about. Yep. And then there's Omar's opinion on humor, which, like, he has no
like the opinion of any politician or almost any other you just
like he has absolutely no qualifications to speak about humor at all. You have to have a sense of humor to be able to judge other people's, and I just feel like he really overrates the value of his opinion of my jokes. It's really weird.
I'm actually going to open mine up a little bit because it's already started to get a little bit on the.
What are you trying to open, a ring or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
This is even better than I remember.
Well, age does not harm these at all.
No, that's right. Tell us about that, because you've had these for about a year in your possession, haven't you?
Yeah, maybe a tad longer.
Yeah.
Basically, they're not. They haven't discontinued them, but production went on hold just before COVID. They had cyclones come through Nicaragua, and they weren't able to get the harvest that they normally get. So there was insufficient supply to produce these. Then we went into 2 years of COVID, which caused production delays and, short staffing and all that sort of stuff. And so there hasn't been any production of these since probably 2018, maybe early 2019. And
right.
So this is from the very last batch that was produced before all of the chaos. So right. They're still going to bring them back, but they just haven't got to that point of catching back up and having sufficient high yield or high quality crop to be able to produce.
So that makes this probably a 3.5-year-old tobacco pick. Obviously, it takes a bit of time then to get through the production process, and you've had them for over a year. So I think all of that is combining. This is I've had these a few times before, and this is next level.
It's feeling like it's a bit more complex than I remember, and from ones I've had in the past. But I think that's also got to do, which we've already discovered multiple times through this pack, aging them with all the other cigars and allowing those flavors to cross-pollinate and just, give you a unique smoke that you don't normally get from just picking up a cigar at the cigar shop. Not that we have those in Australia.
No, of course not. Tim is trying to take credit, him and Stuart trying to take credit for the show having apparently gotten better. I mean, Leon seems to think it's gotten better. Omar seems to think it's gotten better. I mean, I was just having this chat with Damo off air, actually, about how, Top Gear got good when they kicked off the lame third host from the first season. They got rid of him. And I was like, might be time, cut the dead wood out. But apparently we don't have to. So, Omar, your job is saved.
Dude,
I was getting worried because I don't know a Captain Slow we could bring on as the fill-in.
Well, we're definitely not bringing on anyone that can blow better rings. With all of the innuendo fully intended. So you might have noticed my background's a little bit emptier than usual. This is actually going to be my last ever cigar professor from this location. As of next episode, which we actually haven't decided which time of the month, what part of the month we're going to be smoking in. But as of next episode, where we go monthly, I'll be at a new location entirely, and I'm looking forward to that. But a funny thing happened. We've
possibly be missing our next episode as well.
Sorry?
I said I might possibly be missing our next episode. I'm not sure yet. So.
Well, given that we're going monthly, let's see if we can find a week within the month that's going to work for you. Yep. But I've been I've lived in Melbourne since I was 2 years old. Been here 38 years, and my wife and I we're moving out of Melbourne. We're going to go and do a bunch of the things, revisit a bunch of the places that we've enjoyed over the last couple of decades. And so we went to a restaurant that we really liked, and had a great meal, and we decided to go all out. We basically never do this. We actually went, right, we're having entree, we're having mains, we're having dessert, we're doing the whole lot, right? We're spending the money. Really good restaurant. I know the people there, and the chef's really good. So we have entrees, it's good. We have mains, it's good. And they bring us the menu for dessert. And the kids already had dessert bundled in with their kids' meal. It was like a little chocolate fudge thing. And I'm going through looking. I'm like, tiramisu, nah, not really in the mood. Creme brulee, nah. I saw they had a lemon cheesecake. I was like, oh, that sounds about right to me. So the guy comes back to take our order, and I say, yes, I'll have the lemon cheesecake. And my wife utters what I realized in that moment. I hadn't really fully understood until right in that moment. The most terrifying sentence in the English language. It sent absolute chills down my spine, and I was close to just running out of the restaurant. I ordered my lemon cheesecake. I looked across at my beautiful, lovely wife, and she looked at me, and stone cold, just like completely calm whilst murdering me with her words, she said, "I'll just have some of yours." Like it was nothing. Like she can just help herself to some of my dessert, and I'm just like almost like she's doing me a favor.
Yeah, well, see, the calories don't count when you eat somebody else's, apparently.
Apparently,
and she's doing you a favor because she's reducing your calories as well.
Yeah, except I was looking forward to those calories. Right? You don't get to be a great man like me without a lot of work.
But here's the thing: was it a baked cheesecake? Because if it's not a baked cheesecake, it's not a cheesecake.
No, it was a baked cheesecake, and it was magnificent. And it came with 3 little rectangular bricks of cheesecake, and she stole one of them. Oh. And
you just didn't get the fork and just go.
I'm not entirely sure what type of therapist I need to go to. I need a specialist, obviously, but which one?
Cheesecake shop.
Oh, there's the man with the ideas. There's the man with the ideas.
Look, I'm not a big fan of lemon and cheesecake.
No?
But I do like a baked ricotta cheesecake. And when I say baked ricotta cheesecake, it has to be the proper cheesecake, which has cream, sour cream, cream cheese, and ricotta. Like it's got to be a dairy overload.
Yeah. So if you buy like 5 of them from the one venue, instead of getting like a loyalty punch card after the 10th one, they give you a card for a local cardiologist, just in preparation for your heart bypass. Yeah. Now Leon's asking what happened to Whiskey Pete. Well, he's suffering, Leon. He's suffering in a way that you'd be very familiar with.
Yes.
It seems to be catching, actually. It's going around at the moment.
It is. It's very contagious at the moment.
All the rage. I don't understand why. Trust me, I tried it a while ago. He's getting married on the 1st of April. April Fool's Day seems a very appropriate choice. Probably because his wife is the fool. It's a prank on her. You're stuck with me. No, he's getting married soon. He has been coming on the show from time to time. But yeah, he's a busy boy. And
is the wedding before 12 o'clock or after 12 o'clock?
Oh, that's a good point. I'm pretty sure it's in the afternoon. So maybe he's just been nice. He's like almost, but not quite,
Okay. Well, I will tell you, Ali and Leon, because Ali works for me as a pyrotechnician. She's a licensed pyrotechnician. And the one night of the year when there's the only night of the year that we have a chronic shortage of staff is New Year's Eve. And Leon had to take her away to propose to her on New Year's Eve. And I'm sure it was because he didn't want to pay to have the fireworks. He just wanted the free fireworks.
Yeah, that's wow. That's a low blow.
It is. And I was short-staffed as well. So we got free fireworks and was short. Well, when you probably would have got free fireworks anyway, but yes. Free fireworks and left us short-staffed.
Well, where's my free fireworks? Did you bring enough for everyone?
Maybe when you move into the state.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Leon, your sins always find you out.
I did give him. See, I had to give my blessing for the it wasn't Leon having to just ask the father. He had to come and ask me as well.
Of course.
And
yeah.
I said, I'll give my blessing to have the proposal on New Year's Eve on one condition. And he said, what's that? She's never allowed to do anything you organise on New Year's Eve for the rest of her life.
Now that reminds me, I was talking to Katrina last time I was up there, Damo, and she told me that you had to ask her parents for permission to marry her, and you had to ask Nick Perdomo's permission to have another love in your life.
Oh, shit. Poor Nick.
The poor bloke. His ears must be burning every Wednesday night. He's like, what is going on? I don't understand.
Oh, look at that. Drop. Straight in the ashtray. Perfect drop.
Free firecracker cigars at the wedding. Yeah. Leon's married well. Leon's done well.
Yeah, it was a bit of a psychological psyop there. You know, when I turn up to the wedding, it wasn't just going to be cigars. It was going to be firecracker cigars, you know, like I'm still the boss.
So there's a second condition, not to get married in pyro season.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Shut up, Daniel.
It's how fast are you going, Topher?
I'm
your ass.
I'm doing well. No, it's fine. It's just because it's pointing at the camera, you just can't see. I've got all my ash. It's all there. I just don't want to. I don't want to turn the cigar. Yeah.
Got a bit of split, but it's still hanging. I'm going a bit faster than you guys, but we'll see.
So a little bit drier now that the ash has dropped.
Yeah.
And a little bit of that pepper on the finish has come back since the ash has dropped as well.
Yeah, and it's the pepper's darkened as well. It's actually a black pepper for me.
Yeah, for the light up, it was black pepper for me. Straight off the cup.
I had that white pepper.
It had that sort of texture that you get with the black pepper.
Yeah, okay. I had
What
white
about the
pepper
drinks,
early
boys?
on. Oi?
What are we doing for drinks?
Black tea. That's all.
I'm having a black Earl Grey and
Nice.
dry ginger ale.
Just an OJ night. A full-blown OJ.
With a cup
Really?
of cream.
Hmm?
With a cup of cream.
I'll smack
Sorry.
that beforehand.
You're having, OJ as in orange juice
Yeah.
with a cigar.
Yeah.
Did you brush your teeth with like spearmint toothpaste first just to really complete the trifecta? Like, that is a horrific combination.
I think OJ is
it's
quite
probably
nice with
spearmint scented beard oil that he's been brushing into his beard.
Yeah.
Okay, Damo, I'll give you 10 for effort. You're right.
What just happened? What just happened? I didn't know that was I did not know that was a thing.
It's a hair cream.
You know, they say you learn something new every day. Some of those days you learn something that you really didn't want to learn. Peppermint hair cream. Oh,
there we go.
How are we going with the Ash boys?
Mine's good. Yep, still there. It's not going anywhere. Still there.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to when we move out of this this garage to sweeping the floor and just seeing how deep the layer of ash is.
You might have to get the gurney in there and pressure clean it off.
Yeah, perhaps just the bulldozer might be easier.
That toasty note that I had to start with, I think's a little bit oat-like. You know when you have like oat cookies or toasted oats?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm chasing something quite different. It's just come in. It's smoky. It's charred, but it's a charred vegetable. It's not eggplant. It's not artichoke heart.
No?
What is that?
I mean,
Another nice ring there.
Yeah, thank you. What is that?
Is it capsicum?
Visually, sorry?
Capsicum.
I nearly said just a minute ago. I said not roasted eggplant, not artichoke hearts, and I nearly said not capsicum, and I stopped myself because I was like, it could be. It could be that red capsicum. Ah, there it goes. I'm gonna use the wrong word. The casein or the chiasin or the what's that?
Capsaicin.
It's got that kind of aftertaste of a red capsicum, but it's been charred, really charred.
Yep.
yeah.
Mm.
After I drop my ash, I kind of resonate with what you guys are talking about.
Daniel, you're supposed to spray or wash or clean your garage with the gurney, not hit it.
Yeah, I was thinking you're going to break your gurney, buddy.
Yeah. You're not,
like,
not going to get the results you're hoping for.
They're not baseball bats. Let's be clear.
Oh, I just cut my cigar a little bit more. and I fundamentally changed that char note. No longer there.
Oh,
No
interesting.
longer there. No longer there. I just had a slight cut, and it completely changed it. That char note is completely gone. It's far more sweeter, pleasant.
Daniel, I have a lot of very mean, horrible things to say about you and you being a show-off, but I'm going to wait until after you've driven the truck for me and helped me move house. So next episode, you look out. You're going to cop it.
There's also a bit of a... It's almost like a bitter almond, but without the bitterness. Because bitter almonds have got a slightly different flavour to just a normal almond, sweet almond.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a flavour here that charred capsicum has already died away. It's not quite a pickled gherkin, but it's got more of that vinegar, more of that twist, the sour twist coming in.
See, I had that sourness a little bit earlier before. Maybe I'm a little bit ahead of you guys, am I?
I don't know. Yeah, a little bit.
Marginally.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not much in it.
Not much.
Daniel, good to see that you've got such good friends in Stuart and Tim. Well, this is the studio is going to be a real team building exercise because I've got Stuart and Daniel both helping me out, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Might end up tearing each other's eyeballs out. Now, Udo is a bit of a hat aficionado and says that my hat is too big because it touches my ears. Well, I hate to give more ammunition to Omar because you and I both know he's going to use it. But in case it wasn't already obvious, I actually have a very odd-shaped head. There you go. I've said it. And I actually know this to be true. I know this to be true because when I was in the army and they have the formal hats, the dress hats that you wear, they're very, very stiff. The band is extremely strong and reinforced. It's designed to make the hats look really, really crisp when they're all properly starched and looked after. And what would happen was they tried on every single hat they had all the way up until the very largest size, and none of them were actually long enough for me. And I would just end up with a line across my forehead and a line across the back of my head where it was just digging in, and it was just completely floppy on the sides. It was like you could just stick your fingers up the sides of the hat with just oodles of room. Now, there's a certain amount you can fix that with, softening it and reshaping it and all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, I never, ever could get a hat to actually fit me. And so as a result here, even with this relatively soft banded hats, in order to get a hat that'll actually stretch to actually sit where it ought, it just sort of, I don't know, ends up further down my head. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
No, we're not
We've
saying
lost
that
the
you're not a
skills of
human.
a true hat maker.
Hey?
We've lost the skills of a true hat maker in this world.
Well, to be fair, I was just getting hats off the shelf. The army doesn't exactly customize anything for their soldiers.
Yeah, this is true.
You guys could
you need a block made to the shape of your head, and then you could stretch the hat over it, steam it, and then stretch it.
Yeah. I went to a hat maker, asked if he'd make a block for the shape of my head. He said, I don't do hats for aliens.
Oh.
Stuart, it's called experience.
That's a boring story, Topher, as much as I like hearing about your odd-shaped head. And yet, here you are, Tim. And what that tells me is that your other options for tonight are even more boring. So, now who's the sad sack? Nice.
Slides
Nice.
off nicely.
Just showing off now, are we? Yeah, mine's not going to do that. That's going to take some wrapper with it if I try. Oh, Tim, it just gets worse. He's here to hear from Omar. Goodness me.
Nah, look, there's nothing to hear about that. It's just not a human head. It's some other species that unidentified species.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Pretty sure it's a lobster, judging by the color of my skin.
Vanilla.
No, they're quite good looking. Lobsters can be good looking.
Zoidberg. Well, he's friends with you, Daniel, so obviously the bar's very low. So as that ash is built, it's actually coming back to resemble more what it was like in that first third. Perhaps with a fraction more strength in the flavor profile. But the balance of flavors is actually very, very reminiscent of that first third now that ash is built back up again.
I'm also getting a bit of that sweetness. You know, early on it was caramel, molasses. Then it went to white sugar for me. Now that sweetness is transitioning into a bit of a honey-like sweetness.
Yeah, okay. Yes, just as I thought. Over a spray of glue. I knew if I tried to slide it off, it was going to take some rap with it. I think I got away with it, though.
Oh, man.
That was a good ring, but I missed the camera.
Yeah, as you do.
Is that what you call nice, Tim? Goodness, I'd hate to see you in a bad mood.
I'm getting that charred vegetable note again. But this time it's a little bit more like charred eggplant for me.
Okay. Certainly going down very well with the black tea. Very, very complimentary.
Toph, you looking forward to your move or what?
I'm looking forward to once we've moved. Absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Small town living, getting out of the capital cities. First time in my life. Yeah. It's the first time in my life I will have lived anywhere other than Melbourne. Now I've stayed for extended periods in other cities and in other countries, but always with the mindset that I'm just there for a couple of months and then I'm going home again.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've moved home. And yeah, I'm actually really hanging for it. I kind of can't wait for it just to be done. Put down our roots in a new place, you know, actively going out and meeting people and making friends and you know, sort of getting into the community, finding a new place to get coffee. That's going to be interesting. I mean, I drink brew, obviously. Yeah. That's my second coffee every day. But I do still like going out to a cafe first thing in the morning if I can. So finding somewhere to do that is going to be interesting.
Yeah, new beginnings. New beginnings.
Yeah, and look, I think it's a good move in its own right, but it's also come with a really good sort of moment where, you know, I've got someone backing my work now for the first time in 13 years and budget for a new studio and some new opportunities really opening up in a big way. So it's kind of a twofer. The new house, new home, new opportunities there, but also just other aspects of life have just really come good in the last couple of months.
So a twofer for Topher.
Twofer for Topher, absolutely. No, it's a really nice moment, actually. It really is.
Or should we just start calling you Twofer?
Call me Toofer.
Look, I have an interesting one for you, Toph.
Sure.
Despite all this conversation about your head and the hats and all that jazz, I had a bit of a think about it, with all honesty. I think it's not that you don't like go well with the hat thing. I think it's more so you have nice set of hair that make you look a lot better. I think your hair is what is kind of made you your image, your personality.
It's kind of my
hat
look.
doesn't. Hat compromises that.
You know, I've always thought I do really well with a collar because it hides my double chin.
Oh,
Like if I can have like
that's
a collar.
Tofa. Let's not go there. It's like, let's please. We're talking nice shit about you. Just fucking stick to that.
No. You know what? In the
You
90s,
you always just grow a beard like Omar
to
and
hide my
double
double
chin.
chin like what you guys do.
Yeah.
No, I reckon I should have just stayed in the 90s when we were wearing 3 layers of colored polo shirts. And you'd have one with the collar down and 2 with the collars up.
No, fucking stop. Damo, he cannot fucking grow a beard. He cannot fucking grow it. Stop talking shit. Let's just stick to normal fucking topic for fuck's sake. Stop it. All right.
He probably got a herbal hair tonic you can rub on his face to try and get the beard to grow.
Yeah.
I've got another tonic that I can offer it to him. It's much creamier than that. But anyway.
We're gonna get banned soon.
Yeah. All I'm saying, Topher, your head looks really well presented, great with your hair. That's all we're gonna say.
Look, I appreciate that, but I'm also deeply uncomfortable. Who are you and what have you done with Omar? When does the shoe drop? Like I'm really confused now.
I'm just telling you, I had a thought about it, a deeper thought, relatively. And I think you have a great set of hair, right? And it suits you well. So why the fuck it?
At your invitation, I will bless you all with my hair. It's been a bit messed up. I've got sort of hat hair going on now, but still, I think it's an improvement.
It's still good.
See, it's still envy.
You do good.
Omar's just gone to a new envy now.
I still think he looks good.
Listen, it's envy. There's no doubt about that. But it's envy that feeds my ego, so it's good envy. Okay, I'm not gonna ping him for this kind of envy, right?
I don't know where Damon grew up. I mean, obviously, fucking linguistically, he's poor, extremely fucking poor. That's not the right word. I'm simply stating, relaying, explaining. So fucking comprehend that. The guy looks good with his hair. Period. There's no hiding about that.
I'm not having my period.
Tim, I think you're on the money.
No, you know what it is? He's delirious because he didn't have his tea with honey and cream and his sugar low and
right.
cream low.
That's right.
Yeah,
yes.
And he's just delirious from it.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Well, Omar, thank you. I'll take it. I have always thought that I do have good hair.
Daniel,
I was thinking the same thing too, Daniel. I was thinking the same thing too.
Now, but the thing is, I think here you go. I think you means Damo and Daniel. I feel a bit of jealousy there. Like what's going on? Take a chill pill.
Well,
take a step back.
Just responding to Leon's last comment, I don't think it's that, Leon. I think it's the fact that I have noticed that he hasn't been puffing on a second cigar during this show. So could also be withdrawals.
Yeah, nicotine withdrawals.
He's normally sneaking a second cigar on the side during most shows.
Look, Omar has just said something very nice about me, and as much as I'm completely blindsided by that, and I'm not quite sure how to respond, I'm going to try and respond with something respectful and kind and encouraging back to Omar. And Omar, I just want to say, I really admire you for your courage. and the way that you've actually chosen not to hide the dead possum on your head, despite the fact that most people would have with a hat or just like shaving or something. And I just think, you know, for you to walk around in public like that, I mean, I'm sure you know about the problem, but I just think it's just awesome courage and just that real body positivity that you've got for just walking around in public with the dead possum.
Now we know why it's scented hair oil.
Yeah, that's what it's
a cream.
That's what it is.
Sorry, scented hair cream.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Fuck.
Oh, sorry, creme. It's creme, is it? With the little thing above the E?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Daniel. We're just jealous of Damo and you having your birthdays.
There's something interesting about the birthdays, boys. I mean, I don't celebrate birthdays. But there's something interesting. I was thinking the other day, Damo's birthday, and I thought, very interesting. Cigar professors have birthdays in the months of March, April, May, and June in the first 10 days. March, April, May, and June. They're all in the, I don't know if you remember, but I have an okay memory. I think Pete is on 10th of May from memory. I have okay memory. People will talk about my memory. And that makes us all March, April, May, and June in all the first 10 days. Speaking of which, sorry, you go.
No, I was just going to say, I allocate my memory to the things that matter, which means I only remember my birthday and I have no idea what yours is.
I don't expect you. I never told you. Speaking of which, boys, on the 3rd of May, which is a Wednesday, right? That week, if you guys choose to do a cigar, I'm going to be, hopefully, God willing, I would be in one of the most prestigious cigar bar in the world. It's called Marino's on 57. It's on the 57th floor, open bar. So I could potentially do a show from there if you guys are keen.
What city is that in?
It's in Kale.
Okay.
Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
You know the Twin Towers they have on the 57th floor? It's called Marino's on 57. It's a very prestigious one. A lot of Formula One soccer players.
Yeah, I was going to say Marina Bay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's a beautiful view. Beautiful.
Tim, you know me ever so well. I was absolutely waiting for someone to notice that ring. It was very, very good. And it was mostly at the camera. And thank you for confirming that I was right. And it was a beautiful ring.
It was a good ring.
So it's the reason Tim's friends with me. Is he really appreciates my ring.
Yeah. Does he appreciate as much as Damo gets appreciated by Uncle Nick?
Well, I kind of feel like Tim has been desperately trying to recover his masculinity ever since my half a kilogram toy poodle chased his 10-kilogram turkey around the yard, and the turkey was absolutely gobbling for its life. And I just feel like Tim's just been really playing catch up ever since.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Cigar Man Sam, welcome.
Hey, Sam.
You've missed
Sammy.
about it. You've missed just
I
about
haven't seen Sam for crikey. When did he head overseas?
Yeah.
That was months and months ago, and he was over there for months.
He's been on the show.
Oh, he's back right now.
Oh, I know, but I used to see him on a somewhat regular basis.
Yeah.
But I know he's just trying to stay away from Omar these days, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, you want the camera off him, so I'm going to help you out. So maybe you need to shut the fuck up too. I'm going to help you get the camera, so relax, yeah?
What I think really makes this show work is just the mutual admiration, respect, and courtesy that we just show to each other so consistently.
Yeah.
I think we're really good role models, and I think children should really be watching this show just to learn how to count on their fingers, apparently. Because Damo had to count all the way up to 4 then, and he needed his fingers to do it. Yeah.
Well, I was just trying to work out, because You know, Omar's very excited about the fact that it's March, April, May, June. The interesting thing is Nick Perdomo is February. So it's
Ooh,
February,
early
March,
February.
April, May, June. And Nick
Oh,
Perdomo's dad is July. So there you
Oh.
go.
Oh, well,
Nick
Stuart,
Perdomo Senior and Nick Perdomo
Stuart-
Junior.
Stuart was trying to claim the July spot, but you've just been bumped by Damo's father-in-law. Sorry.
sorry, Stuart, dude. Sorry, can't do it.
No, no.
Stay
The
the fuck
father-in-law gets
away.
priority.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, father-in-law takes the cake. Father-in-law takes the cake and the cream.
Tim's sinking the boot in here.
Oh shit.
Yep. They'd learn just as bad habits. Got to say though, it's stacking the ash actually better now than it did in the first third.
It's not bad.
I reckon I've caught up to you, Damo.
Yep.
Maybe even more. I'll try and slow down a little bit. That's the spirit, Stuart. Well done. Now you've really tuned into the show. Hey, my mum told me never say no to something to eat until you've tried it once. All right? Just try it at least one time, okay? So I'm just saying.
Come on,
it's life advice.
dude. Give it a
life
try.
I think he had the accent on the wrong E then too.
Yeah.
Never read. Oh no. This is there's a reason we start the show at 8 p.m. Tim. Kids are supposed to be in bed. You're allowed to swear on TV after 8 p.m. Oh dear.
So bad.
A little bit of a mixed spice in there.
I'm cutting it for the
Spice
third
overall
time.
is definitely picking up. It's coming through more clearly now for me than at any other point in the cigar.
Maybe a soft weak coffee in there as well. Like a weak milky coffee.
I'm still getting a little bit of char, but I haven't recut at all. Omar.
I gotta report this. And I have to say this. The only thing that is annoying me a little bit, like touch, annoying me, and it happened to me twice, is the bitterness, right? And every time I had a slight cut and it went away straight away, and it went very pleasant. And it's been progressively the case.
I don't have any visible. There's no tar. There's no moisture.
It wasn't visible in my case either.
Yeah, okay.
It was nothing visible either. But boom, it changed.
Okay.
And I've done it twice.
Too hard, Omar.
G'day, Wyatt and Dusty. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. Winston can't wait to play with you again. That is for sure. Stuart's calling it. Cigar of the pack, he reckons.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know my top three. My top three are last week, this, and Steve Saka's cigar we had. I'm probably I'm not sure where they add up, but this is definitely my top three. Not sure.
Well, prior to this cigar, my top three were the previous three. So that was on Feb 15th, the Southern Draw White Lancero. Then the Excalibur Short Crystal, the one that came in the glass condom. Explain that one to your kids, Tim. Then the Plasencia Reserva Original. They would have been my top three. But I think this absolutely has to find a place in the top three. So one of those three is going to have to get demoted.
I'm thinking I'm demoting the placencia.
I was actually, if I had to pick one, I'm with you.
That fraternal white.
That white Lancero. Oh.
Lancero. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a contender for Cigar of the Pack. So Stuart has clarified he's not nominating this one for Cigar of the Pack. He's asking, what do we think the Cigar of the Pack is? Tim, you're welcome. So I'm going to say my Cigar of the Pack, pending this one, is that Fraternal Order White Lancero. I think that was my Cigar of the Pack.
Yep.
This one's putting in a very, very good showing. But I'm actually still going to back the Lancero.
We'll see how this one finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm tempted to actually cut it.
I think I'm almost. I think I'm with number 1 Placencia, followed by Steve Saka's whatever that was. I really enjoyed that cigar, and number 3 this.
Problem is, if I try and cut it, I'm definitely going to lose that ash, and that's going to change things again.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe just give it a bellow.
Yeah, I've been doing that from time to time. There's nothing wrong with it. That's the thing.
Hasn't worked on this one.
Like, I don't have an issue with the way it's smoking.
I had no issues. I think it went bitter 3 times, and every time I cut it, it went beautiful, smooth, instantly, like the next second. I'm personally not a huge fan. Huh?
Didn't go bitter for me.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it went bitter for you. I'm saying that, and I don't like the bitterness in my cigars. I just don't.
Okay.
You mean you can still taste cigars?
I think I still can, barely. Bro, what a fine piece of art this is.
Seriously, right? The only reason I use that cup for my brew coffees every day. The only reason I'm not using it for this is because I like a really big mug of tea.
This is good.
I like an even bigger mug for tea.
Yeah, Tim's right. We get enough bitterness from him and Stuart. We don't need it in our cigars.
Yeah.
And let me guess, Daniel, you're still in the first third, right?
Still a beautiful sweetness in that.
It's building for me.
Starting to get a bit of cedar in there now too.
There is this. It's interesting. I concur with the cedar. That spice is continuing to strengthen the white. The pepper has turned back into more of a white pepper again, and it's become quite a bold cigar. Don't know if it'll stay that way, if I've just hit a bit of stem or something like that, but it's become quite bold. Well, if you want that, Stuart, you've got a lot of work to do. But, chase that dream. Don't let me stop you. Absolutely flawless construction. Just so good.
Construction is very good. Combustion is very good.
So the question is, will you be able to get everything in the truck in one load?
Funny story. got a phone call from the rental place today, which is, the day before Daniel's going to be picking the truck up. That's never a good sign, right? All the paperwork's been done. It's all in place. I got my credit card details. It's all there. I get a phone call. It's a missed call. I'm like, crap. I call them back thinking, what are they going to tell me? They haven't got the truck. It's broken down, some crap. Nope. Ringing me up to say that actually the bigger truck, which is what we were chasing to start with, but wasn't available, had become available. So I immediately said, yes, thank you. We will take the bigger truck. So it's the size of it's a bit bigger than two of the, those removals trucks you can drive on a car license. It's double that plus a bit more. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best.
So it's probably an 8 meter truck.
7.5 or 8. It's a 45 cubic meter. So I'm not quite sure how high the ceiling is, but it's a 45 cubic meter. So yeah. Daniel, who's driving the truck for me, thought the same thing. Yeah, I was like, oh no. But thankfully, good news, not bad. And yes, Stuart and Tim have already packed up their houses as well. We're going to go past their houses on the way, pick up their stuff, and they can sleep in the garage at my place.
So you're going to get 3 lots of stuff in the one house, in the one truck.
Yeah, but don't tell them. I've split the rent between just the two of them, so I don't actually have to pay rent anymore. It's like, it's great.
Have you got a good trolley?
I do, sitting right over there. I've got a
very good.
Still fully inflated, but yes, got the.
And you got? Is it a trolley with a strap on it, or have you got a ratchet strap you can throw around it?
No, we got plenty of ratchet straps here, though.
Before I had my back injury, back in 2019, I always used to help people move. It was fun. I used to love playing truck Tetris.
Yeah.
Like, keep bringing out, bring out, keep coming, keep bringing it.
Yeah. Well, I used to pack trucks for a living, and this will be an interesting test to see whether I've lost my touch, because I got to the point where I could just look at a box and look at a gap and tell you whether it was going to fit or not with a very, very high degree of accuracy. But I suspect, given that it's been the better part of 10 years, I've probably lost that touch a little bit.
It's like riding a bike. You'll get it all organized by the time the truck's full.
That's right. By the time I finish, I'll have my touch back, and then hopefully I'll never need it again.
Oh, there's still a gorgeous sweetness there.
We'll see if you still take that stand when you're the one moving house, Cigar Man Sam.
Mind you, if Omar was moving further away from Sam, I think he would probably very quickly volunteer to help.
I reckon you're right. See, Omar's always amazing at helping people move if he knows they have a humidor full of cigars that he can just make disappear on the way. He's right there, first in line to help.
Yep.
Hey, only if you knew how many cigars Cigar Man Sam has.
he needs a 45 cubic meter truck just for that.
Fuck! I was like, what the fuck? Never seen anything like it.
Yes, you keep telling me he outdoes me.
Oh man, bye. You don't want to go there. You just don't want to go there.
Actually, you and I have to pay Sam a visit.
Yeah,
in the next
get the camera.
Weeks. Yes.
Yeah. So you might have to be able to have a bit of a sneak peek.
You'd be more than happy to help me move. Yes. Yes. Well, if you're ever moving house, Cigar Man Sam, let me know. I won't show up myself, but I'll send in minions to steal your cigars.
That's it.
Now, interesting. Most of us lost our ash pretty early on. Like, it just didn't seem like a cigar that was going to hold on to its ash forever. But this is holding on really, really well.
Nicely.
Yeah, mine only dropped the second time because I cut it.
It's kind of why I didn't want to cut it. When you're stacking dimes like that, it seems a bit rude. Tim, that would mean you'd have two
cinnamon.
packs.
Definite cinnamon for me at the moment. Sweet and cinnamony.
That'd be a new high
say I've got a
wouldn't it?
mintiness to it.
Okay, not often. From time to time, you get this mintiness tasting note, and I'm always like, no, not really.
It's
You
just licking
said it
his
then, I'm like,
beard.
you're actually spot on. You're not just tasting your beard oil. That's actually true. It's got a mintiness to it.
It's a cream.
I know, but it's peppermint, all right?
And see, I was right. The little accents on the first E. Stuart. It was Stuart, wasn't it?
Although it's super new. I was using lavender before. I just switched to this.
It's amazing you weren't just giving us tasting notes of lavender in every cigar previously.
Great smoke production as well.
Seriously, dude, we get it. We get it. You swing both ways. You don't have to advertise. Like even the bottles are like rainbow colored. Like we get it.
We get it. What we do. That's right.
Nice burn time on this as well.
Yeah. And just a very relaxing cigar to smoke. It's not demanding your attention. You know, you could be doing something else. It wouldn't do it justice if you were distracted by something else, but you could be doing something else, leave it down for quite a long time, pick it up, and it'd still be good. Tim, why did you have to go there?
Hey, don't want to break it to you, but Damo have a good idea. He's done some tasting notes on them.
I'm stuck here with children. Stuck here with children. I'm pretty sure you two are just still in high school. You just you stick the beards on in the morning to make yourself look older. Tony, good to see you again.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tones.
Yeah, so
Tones in a while.
Good. Thanks for reminding me, Tony. It was something I wanted to mention on tonight's show. So, yes, all the invoices got shipped out to people who have previously purchased packs from us. Over some of the previous packs, people did ask to be taken off the list because of financial constraints in life at the time, and they couldn't keep up with the packs. So if you did miss out on getting an invoice and you are interested in the next pack, please reach out on Facebook to us so that we can do that invoice up and get that through to you. And unlike this pack, which we were very limited in numbers because there was only so many that I'd set aside and aged, and some of the cigars that we had were limited editions and I could only secure a small amount of stock. This next pack, we don't have those limitations. So if you want packs, there's still packs available. If you want more than one pack, they're more than happy to accommodate.
Yeah. No restrictions on this one, which is nice. And it feels nice to go back to an all Cuban. I know we rag on Cubans a lot, and pack 2 kind of proved a little bit of why, we do that. But there is a fact that with Cubans, when you go to the wider ring gauges, which the pack 3 is all medium to large ring gauges, the quality control issues are definitely a lot better. And when you're going with Romeo and Juliet's, they're pretty good. It's not bulletproof, unfortunately. I wish I could say it was. It's not, but it is a lot better than with some of those narrower gauge Cubans.
Yeah,
I won't say that the Romeo and Juliet Wide Churchill was my worst cigar, but I have in my 3 worst cigars, it's definitely been one of the worst 3, but it's also been the best. So
that's the thing.
Extremes of the spectrum.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. The absolute worst dog of a cigar I ever had that nearly made me sick was a Romeo and Juliet Wild Churchill. But my hands down favorite cigar of all time is a Romeo and Juliet Wild Churchill. And unfortunately, there's no way you can know until you cut it and you draw on it. There's no way that anyone can know which one you've got.
That's so true, isn't it? With the Cuban cigars, it just you can't get too excited until you light it up. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna fly somewhere for the night for have this $1,000 cigar. I'm thinking, man, I need to take at least 2-3 backups.
Yeah, that's the sad reality.
Good ones too. Ones that you know you enjoy, just in case it is bad and you want to get over that despair and grief of $1,000 stick. That take your perfect draw with you. Take your perfect repair with you as well.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Do we still have some of these, Damo, in stock?
We do. I think there's still probably about 6.
Stuart has said something that I tough.
Yeah.
Stuart said something so beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and you cannot put it any better. It's just a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're gonna get. It's just like a box of chocolate, and you're gonna get some good ones, and you're gonna get some fucked up ones.
Mind you, I will say, which neither of you. Oh, actually, no. Omar has definitely experienced this. Wide Churchills aged for a couple of years, definitely phenomenal. Oh my goodness, they really do enjoy a couple of years of aging.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Sorry, I'm feeling like I'm in an episode of the Muppets now. We're all just singing "Phenomena," do 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 do, phenomenal, do 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 do. Sorry, just you're all just saying "phenomenal" over and over and over again.
Look, couldn't agree more. That was it. It's with the Cuban cigars, dude, and particularly Wild Churchill being. I really do rave about that cigar every now and then, and I think Damo had that limited 2008. Which I had the pleasure, obviously, to have that. And then once Cigar Man Sam came over, and he had a box of 2011 or 2013 limited Romeo Julieta White Churchill. Oh, what a cigar! And I was like, "Listen, Sam, how many you got?" He said like 5 or 6 left, and I said, "You give Papa 2 now," and he did.
Cigar Man Sam, you're too much of a pushover.
No, he's not. He's a generous man. He's a very generous man. Obviously he's not listening. That's why I'm saying that. He's a very generous man. So maybe that's going to be one of the options. I'm going to take it with me because that batch has been phenomenal as well. The 2011 or 2013, one of those.
Well, there's certain years that are known to be particularly good. I mean, this is when you really get into your cigars. You start looking for specific years and that sort of thing. And I believe 2008 is known as a good year for your Cuban cigars. And there was another one more recent than that. I want to say 2012 or 13 is I'm not that
one
deep
of those
into
years.
the Cubans, but there is another year there that's just known to be a really good year for Cuban cigars.
Yeah. They rolled out some amazing cigars. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
Daniel, there is only one of us that looks pink on this screen.
Really? I was thinking it might have been Nick Perdomo, actually. I mean, he may as well be on the show. He gets more airtime than any of us.
Boy, it's food for thought. Imagine you just cut the clips of Nick Perdomo and make an episode out of that and fucking just post it to them.
That would be X-rated. It would get us banned off YouTube.
Everywhere. It'd be fucking banned everywhere.
Well, guys, I'm right down the business end now. I don't know where you guys are at, but I don't have a lot left. Oh, yeah, pretty similar. At some point, I'm going to end up wearing all of this ash in my lap. I can feel it.
Even getting rings right at business end of the stick.
This is a great cigar.
It's pity Omar can't blow rings on screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen him do it. You know, he talks a good game, but I've never seen it.
As if you can do it too. Fuck off.
I'm getting that lovely satisfied feeling that you get out of a really good cigar.
Yeah.
You know, just that there's no need to reach for another one. It's like, nah, this was good. I mean, Omar, you don't know what that feels like, but you know, no, you do. You know those cigars where you finish the cigar and you wait a full 30 seconds before you reach for the next one? That's the feeling.
The foot smoke off it at this point is really quite pleasant as well.
Yeah.
It is.
Tim, I do not want you to explain that comment. I don't want to know. Bit of sourness, bit of a sour twist coming in. Obviously, we're right down the business end. This is well beyond where Americans would smoke this cigar.
Well beyond.
But there's a bit of a sour twist coming in at this point. Not unpleasant. A little bit like a homemade lemonade where you've got real lemons in there and not too much sugar.
Which was the same tasting note that I got earlier on in the stick.
Yeah, okay.
I was getting premonitions.
No, that was that Oliva V, the long skinny one, the Lancero was from pack 1.
Lancero.
That was the second or third cigar we ever smoked at the Cigar Professor. So that's got the better part of 2 years of age on it, Leon. It's been in your possession.
Nice.
Very good.
That will be exceptional.
Smoke it nice and slow, buddy. Savor it.
Yeah.
This is going to get hard to hold on to soon. I'm debating whether I stick the perfect draw into it, but I'm guaranteed to lose the ash if I do.
You might as well do it now before it gets too short.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a bit
actually
too narrow.
contemplating the same myself, actually.
A bit too narrow for the
pipe,
unfortunately. Oh, wow. Even breaking the ash off, it didn't want to break. It was still really strong. Well, Leon, Ali, I hope you're able to come along a bit more regularly now that you're back. Be good to have you back. It's getting towards almost that sour lolly warhead stage of sourness. It's quite pronounced.
Still a little bit of sweetness in there, though. For me, at least, anyway. Which is very unusual to have sweetness like that close to the nub.
You haven't cut recently, have you? You did an extra cut, but that was quite a long time ago.
That's correct.
Yeah, I haven't recut at all, and it's never given me an indication that it's needed it.
Well, see, we know how to smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
Well, you just don't slobber all over it, you know? It's not your girlfriend.
No. I know.
Yep. Yep. On the same page there.
That sweetness has changed a little for me. It's almost with that sourness. It's almost a little bit cola-like.
Okay.
Which I get, similar flavor profile in those sour lollies. So
yeah, there's almost an effervescence to it.
Yes,
there's a tingle on the tongue. Just to be clear, I'm not talking anywhere else. Just yeah. Tim can't pass the opportunity to sink the boot in.
Oh man.
Daniel knows what he's getting for helping move.
Yeah, I've got to make sure that Tim and Stuart don't see what I've got him for his birthday. Otherwise, they're going to expect the same. I'll bankrupt myself.
Nah, they wouldn't know.
But that's it. I've got to make sure they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was talking about the best wide Churchill I had that with Omar. That was the one I'd aged for a couple of years. It was so good that I stuck it in the pipe, and I literally smoked it down to nothing.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a slither of unburnt tobacco left when I'd finished with it. It was
I know. I remember that.
Omar thought I was crazy.
I think the whole episode started super crazy. Damo rocks up. It's a hot day. It rocks up. I just has closed the cafe. It was a hot day, and it rocks up. I'm like, dude, I'm not in a fucking mood. Next minute, he knows.
There you go.
Brings out.
Remember this time frame, an hour 38. We can replay that when Omar confessed that there was one occasion in his life when he wasn't in the mood for a cigar.
Hey, about 4 years ago, I wasn't smoking more than 1 cigar, 2 cigars a day. Max 3. And I'm like...
And come to think of it, that's when Australia's debt started to spiral out of control.
Yeah, think about
so you just weren't putting enough into the coffers.
He rocks up. He's fucking this ugly, this fucking his travel thing. I'm like thinking, what the fuck? This another Perdomo cigar? And he pulls out to I said, what the fuck's that? He goes, oh, you know the one that I told you? And I'm like I'm trying to get my mood right. You know, when you complaining about a headache but there's no headache all of a sudden. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought, you know what, let's get a couple of drinks. I kid you not, I remember that day. People are going past and like, they're smelling this. It's like, what is that? And we were like, this is a cigar. They were like, what? We never smelled it. Man, that was, I remember everything about that day.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. Like, phenomenal.
When you get a good wide Churchill, you don't forget it. I can tell you about the first wide Churchill I had. It was on the balcony of a hotel in Caracas City, Venezuela, with my wife. We shared the same cigar, and boy, never forget it. Never forget it.
Topher, the worst part is you're still chasing that, and you never what the fuck? Where is it? Yeah, Where are you?
It's like drug addicts that are chasing their first high when they had heroin for the first time. It's like it's never going to happen again, buddy. It's never going to feel the same.
Yeah, I was just chasing that. Damo, you remember that Monte Cristo we had? It was the same experience.
The white label, the first time?
No, I had Monte Cristo that's been aged for like 16, 17 years, right? 2002. Yeah. and he goes into this special Cuban humidor. He just fucking grabs 2.6. I'm like, what are you fucking doing, kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, we'll just light them up. They're small. Fuck. Oh boy. Probably the most sweetest cigar I've ever had. Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
right.
It was like hot cinnamon donuts.
Yeah. And we were like
sweetness,
burning fingers.
cinnamon,
Burning
just
fingers.
insane.
So the two of
Insane.
you are sitting there thoroughly enjoying this trip down memory lane about all the cigars that me and everyone else watching are never going to get to have. So can I just say from the bottom of my heart, fuck you. I'm going to get back to the comments from the subscribers. Leon, yes, that is the Oliva V Lancero, the 7x38.
And I would only thing I have to say is suck on that, princess. Suck on that.
Tim has obviously been reading my private messages to my wife because he says, I wouldn't expect anything from you, Topher. You'll forget about me. Once you've moved to New South Wales, I'll just be one of those Mexicans. Yep. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Daniel's reporting mint, fresh mint. Udo, you're more than welcome. Thanks for joining us. Do appreciate it. I think you were looking for Katut. Is that a reference to like the Amy jokes, Rhonda and Katut? I'm not sure. Not sure. That comment was a couple of minutes ago now. I've already forgotten what that was in reference to. Some dude named Tim, I don't know who that is making a comment. Welcome to the show, Tim. Thanks for joining us.
You do know how to solve your coffee problem when you move to a country town.
Only drink brew? Yeah.
Well, that's one option, but unfortunately, it doesn't satisfy the espresso cravings you'll have as a Melburnian.
True.
Just get your own espresso machine at home.
I'll have to get one of the really big, imposing ones that takes up half the kitchen.
Yes. Funnily enough, the big ones actually cost less than the smaller ones when you go for the commercial ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hook you up with one if you're interested.
The one downside of the house that we're going to is the kitchen's a bit small. So I'm going to be limiting the number of extra appliances we bring in.
We just put a little kitchenette in your studio.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just bring some water in there. Yeah. Have a nice coffee machine as part of the background.
Mm-hmm. So
right,
people
guys,
still see that Melbourne connection.
I'm right down to the point where I almost can't even smoke it even with the perfect draw.
Was that about an hour 40 almost?
Hour 35. We were a bit slow on the light up today. Just bring me a latte, Tim. You're already soy enough. Yeah, that was good. They were good beans. Platform 9. I'll remember that. Alrighty, guys. I'm done. This is the last puff I'm going to get out of this cigar.
Well, it didn't turn bad, did it?
Didn't turn bad. The sourness definitely became pronounced. But if you just tell yourself it's that Warheads kind of sour lolly, it remained nice. And you're not wrong. There was that hint of sweetness in behind it, like a Warhead. You pop it in your mouth, you get that sourness, and then right behind that is the hard lolly, the sweetness behind it. Good combination. Where are you at, Omar? You nearly done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alrighty, boys. Time for a verdict.
Ooh.
Does this pip the White Lancero, let me get the name right, the Southern Draw Fraternal Order White Lancero, 7.5 by 40, or Perdomo ESV Prestigio, 6.5 by 54?
I've really, really enjoyed it tonight.
For me, it's clear. I know which way I'm going. I've got a clear top three. I think I can put him in order.
See, I've still got that sweetness there, which is just at this point is just unheard of.
Alrighty, this is my order. Cigar of the pack, Southern Draw for Eternal Order, White Lancero. A close second tonight, the Perdomo ESV Prestigio. Third place, the Excalibur Short Crystal. Fourth place, Placencia. Fifth place, Who Cares?
Yeah. Even the fourth place doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
No.
I was contemplating between that Steve Saka's cigar as one, but either that or Placencia, and the third would be this.
Okay. So, Daniel, what would be your number two then? If this is number three, what got that second spot for you? Well, we're going to have to make a decision about when we're going to be smoking the monthly cigars.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Excalibur is Daniel's answer. The Excalibur number two. Yep. That would make sense. I can actually come up. Well, I'm actually going to be in Sydney at the end of the month on the 29th and 30th, I believe it is. And I can potentially come a little bit earlier and come up on, if I'm there on the 29th, I could potentially actually do a show in person with you guys on that Wednesday night.
Oh, which month? This month?
This month. So it'd be the last week of this month. So what we'd basically be saying then is we're going to be doing the monthly cigars on the last Wednesday of every month. That's basically what we'd be doing.
That could work. And that would also mean towards the end of the year, the last Wednesday would fall quite nicely between Boxing Day and New Year's Day in that week when we can really kick back and just enjoy.
Yeah, well, let me just have a quick look at the calendar here. Fast forward all the way to December. That would put us on the 27th, so it'll be the day after Boxing Day. That'll work quite well. People have got some time to recover from the festivities, and then same with New Year's, it'll be on the 3rd. That'll work.
I tell you what, I'm torn between the Southern Draw and this one for my number one. Only reason being, I'm still enjoying it right down to this point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's still sweet. It's really splitting hairs. I am almost going to. I think I'm going to have to say equal first for both this one and the Southern Draw.
All right.
My number two would be the Excalibur.
Well, that'd be your number three in that case.
Yep, number three. And then number four would be the Sobremesa Short Torpedo.
You're a big fan of the Sobremesas. I enjoy them, but you're an absolute raving lunatic for those things. Fair enough. Well,
but I'm still going, and look, that's an hour 40 for me.
Yeah, it's an hour 40 for you, hour and a half, hour 35 for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Still another hour or two in it for Stuart, I'm sure.
Yeah, Daniel, let us know. Let me know when you pick up the truck whether you finish this cigar. Midday tomorrow. He's a freak of nature. He's only just started smoking cigars, and I'm sitting in his garage and we're smoking the exact same cigar, and I'm looking at him and I'm looking at mine and I'm going, I'm pretty sure I'm smoking slow, but man.
Yeah, I got to put mine down because the ash just got past where I'd spiked it and I can't hold it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I put it down, because I can't hold it.
Well, you need a really small pipe so that you can stick the torpedo ends into a really narrow gauge pipe.
Yep.
Well, that was a beautiful cigar and a beautiful way to finish. Well, end of pack 9. We're well past the 2-year mark. A good way.
You know what I'm going to say is we're going to kick off the pack with what we think is the best cigar of the next pack, which is the Wide Churchill. So I reckon we kick it off with that one.
All right. Well, I'll be there on the 29th, and I'll come and invade your space, Damo. And
Okay.
Omar, if you can find a reason to hang around, then we can maybe do a show with the three of us.
Yeah, perfect.
And, it'd be good. It'd be good.
Yep.
Well, guys,
very
there
good.
ended the weekly Cigar Professors. End of an era. It's been wonderful. It's been a lot of fun. I've gotten to know these two blokes and a lot of our regular viewers as well. It's been a lot of fun. We're shifting gears. We're going to monthly, and you just saw it there. We've picked, basically because of my own travel schedule, we've picked the last Wednesday of every month is going to be the monthly HERF going forward. If you don't have an invoice, like Damo said, send a message to the Cigar Professor Facebook page. That is by far the best way to get in touch with us. And we'll make sure we get an invoice out to you. And we've got a couple of weeks yet to be able to get the pack to you. So that should mean that everyone's got the cigars well and truly in time. They'll be nicely rested and ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always.
Absolutely.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
See you then.
All right. All the best.